he's been getting a significant buzz in recent years. He even caught himself a co-sign from the St. Louis rap queen Sexyy Red, who was seen vibing to his music in 2024. With millions of views on his videos and a growing fan base across the city and beyond, Mopee's become one of the most promising voices to emerge out the city in the recent years of drill music taking over. But for all his musical success, just like the other rappers from the city, he has remained deeply embedded in the streets where he grew up, keeping a connection with the streets that's likely fueled his creative output, but also kept him dangerously close to the violent gang wars going on around him. Now, Mopee was raised in South St. Louis, specifically in a hood known as 27 Mac, which has a long history of gangs. Having become affiliated with the Rollin 60s Crips already in the late 80s, this hood would adopt various names over the years, like AMG, aka Accomack Money Gang, or Accomack Murder Gang, based on the Accomack Street where they often hung out, and Blue Fox, based on the Fox Park neighborhood and park that they claim. Unfortunately, around 2016, when Mopee was just 12 years old, cancer took his grandmother's life, leaving Mopee essentially by himself, as he would later open up to Tommy G about during his visit to St. Louis in 2023.
Tell me about how you grew up. What was your childhood like? How'd you get to where you are now?
Regular childhood and on some St. Louis. I grew up with my granny for real on some little cool shit. She ended up passing away to cancer, and after that, was by herself. That was at like 12 years old, for real. So
you had no parents and no grandma from the time you were 12?
Yeah, for real.
A few years later, Mopee would begin his rap career when he was barely a teenager, rapping under the name J-Mo and releasing songs like the 2019 remix to King Von's Crazy Story, where he raps with 27 Mac member Bossman Corey. The track would end up gaining some significant attention in St. Louis and online due to their very young ages and skilled rapping abilities. And while he would keep releasing music, it would take a few more years and a name change for his music career to truly begin to gain momentum. Meanwhile, despite losing his grandmother, Mopee would manage to hold on to one promise that he had made to her and graduate high school in 2022.
My mama, she ran somewhere.
Yeah. But I was watching the interview you did, and then you speaking about graduating from high school.
My mom.
Yeah. Well, that was just this recently, didn't you? You say you 18?
Yeah, no, I just graduated in 2022. My mom, June 5th.
Graduated from Hazelwood West?
My mom.
Around the same time, a chance encounter would change his trajectory when people close to Mopee were scheduled to shoot a video with Nick O'Neill, a known videographer in St. Louis who had a series known as Drop That Stuff, which gave up-and-coming artists a chance to perform a cappella freestyles for his popular YouTube channel. So when Mopee showed up to support his people at the video shoot, they convinced Nico to shoot a quick video for Mopee as well, whose rapping skills impressed him. And Nico would end up also filming the next installment of the series with Mopee, and this was followed in December 2022 with Mopee's breakthrough hit Part 2, which now has over 2.6 million views. However, while during the Drop That Stuff freestyles, Mopee had still seemingly been repping his original hood, AMG.
Alright, let them know who we in here with.
Mopee on this, AMG on this, SG in here with me on my soul. Look, going on real deal, my mama. Cut on my soul. AMG in this.
But around this time, his relationship with that crew had seemingly begun to deteriorate, with online rumors later suggesting that Mopee had apparently run away during a gunfight, leading to his gun being taken away specifically by Bossman Corey, the rapper who he'd originally collaborated with under the name J-Mo. A video would later surface online of Mopee being reprimanded by one of his big homies for allegedly going out on a mission and coming back without his gun.
All of these fairy tales, you playing Grand Theft Auto, it's real life. You went on a mission, going banking, and then you went on a mission and you didn't come back with no gun or none of that. You down there lost your life.
Mopee himself would comment on the video, claiming it was not that serious, just his big brothers trying to mold him.
I don't really get, bro. Repost the video, bro. Do your thing, bro. I'm not here for the video or clear up anything about the video. I'm here to clear up trolling behind the video. Don't troll me like got video robbed. Like, if you got a video of getting robbed, don't troll me, bro. You have a video of guns in your face and you taking your properties out of your pocket and giving it to another human. Nah, bro. I ain't never went through. You can't, bro. This real, bro. Every time it's some old video, it always got something to do with my blood big brother and them or something. Like, y'all always want to bring up my big brother and them. Like, y'all hella lame. Like, that, I hate that shit. Every time I know something, it always got to be my big brother trying to mold me. I hate that. Y'all don't showing y'all mamas beat y'all and get on y'all. So what y'all trolling about, like, lame, cuz.
But whatever the truth, Mo P would seemingly leave his original hood behind and become what some people would call a hood hopper, no longer repping his original hood. Instead, he would seemingly become affiliated with several crews on the north and west side, including 48 Shreve, which is also known by names like 48 Ando, based on Anderson Avenue, which is another one of the streets they rep besides Shreve Ave. This Rollin 60s hood has become considered one of the most hated hoods in the city of St. Louis, becoming rivals with numerous other hoods that you would have already become familiar with if you were watching this full video, such as the O, aka O Block, or 1600 Ops, located near downtown, named after the O'Fallon Street and the former O'Fallon Place apartments. The 6, that alliance of several hoods, like 57 Floyd, that are located in St. Louis's 6th Police District around Walnut Park West neighborhood. They also beef with 62 Stillwell on the west side, Dub 19, aka the Crocs, or 20 Gang on the north side, that name coming from the 20th Street that goes through this entire area, and 1100 Murderside, located in and around the LaSalle Park apartments near downtown, as well as many other rivals. Mo P would also begin to rep the 55 Dipset, or the Dip, known as Scully Gang, a hood with ties to the legendary Horseshoe Posse, a notorious location where he would also meet Tommy G in 2023.
So you went from Crip to Blood?
This is a
Or they not Crip and Blood, say. They just
real spitter. You want a bar spitter that goes bar for bar, every single song he makes. This is the guy. Tell the people where we are right now.
Right now, we really in the middle of the Horseshoe, aka the Dipset, for real. 5500 for real. We got some coming down, goddamn me.
It feels slightly sketchy. Like it feels like things could pop off at any moment in a place.
That's
like
St.
this.
Louis for you. I ain't gonna fake a real deal. Everybody trying to be a tap.
Mo P would have a particularly close friendship with another youngster called Trello, better known as the rapper Curry B or Curry Bop, who was also repping 48 Shreve, whilst also belonging to a clique known as Cam Gang, named after a 15-year-old youngster named Cameron Jackson, who was killed all the way back in 2019 in a shooting that would also injure another 16-year-old boy, and where a man and woman were later charged with tampering with physical evidence in felony prosecution. Mo P and Curry B had come to know each other well when they were both enrolled at Hazelwood West High School, meeting by chance while Mo P was moving around North St. Louis.
And with JDC, whatever, I ended up going to jail, and I got home to my big cousin Trey. So I come, cause you know you gotta have somewhere to go and I get home to Trey. Trey them like, man, we finna go to discount on North Hanley and Lindsay. Goddamn me, if you know where they say, goddamn me. So we hitting the gate. Let's pass the fact. All right, we hit the little gates. I'm walking down the street. I see this little dude on his porch straight smoking on a hoverboard, bro.
At this point, Mo P had already heard about Curry, while Curry had also heard Mo P's music.
Mind you, y'all, before all this game, all I keep hearing is Micro Drake, Trello B. First time ever meeting Curry B, no cap, bro. He riding the hoverboard up and down the thing. He say, what's up? Ain't you dude J-Mo who created Suicide? That's what I always used to get. He not on no over fanned out, none of that. He on some real life, real gangster.
But the friendship between Mo P and Curry B ran deeper than music, as Curry was known as a notorious shooter in the streets, who allegedly had up to 3 bodies in the streets, which may have been why they called him Curry. And so, as Mo P would later recount, together they would allegedly end up shooting a lot more than just music videos.
I have witnessed him drop 60 pack, 100, like real, and don't still feel safe. I heard never speak of Curry thy. This that's my tap, my bot. Faking. Never seen their partners, never witnessed their partners do anything. So if I label him a tap, real.
Mo P would also talk about his times going on high-speed chases with Curry and his other friend known as Micro Drake.
Then my trucks trying to close us off. They didn't already do the spikes 2-3 times. You know how to play it. Get a look close up on them.
the highway?
Get out. Get a look close up on them. Get out. Get a look close up on them. Get out. Man, we killed them. We had it. They was on the overpass, on the highway. Like, it's the highway, but it's another highway that's on top of us. They got that highway stopped. They on some GTA, got 2 cars like this, they in front of them with the flashlights trying to put it in the whip. Listen though, we killed them. Dang, why they spike us from the other side of the highway? Bro, I jumped the barbed wire gate and fell and lost everything, lost energy, everything, gun, everything hit the floor. He straight picked me up by my shirt and dragged me through the woods, gang. I ain't go through the woods, gang. He dragged me through the woods, gang. He had me, gang, on some straight movie. This was some straight movie, like, slept there, woke up, and then, like, I ain't trying to say too much on the live, bro, because they straight start piecing stuff together, but just know, I straight got home, bro, and went to Curry house. No bet. I swear to God on my granny soul.
There would even later be allegations that Curry might have been behind the murder of rapper Meeski Money from the O, who was found gunned down in a vehicle on the 7200 block of Natural Bridge Road in August 2022. However, as mentioned earlier in the video, another person of interest in Meeski Money's murder would be captured only a few days later in a car connected to the murder. But whether Curry had actually killed people or not, it was clear that he was moving in a way that made him a target in the city, and the first attempt on his life would come only a few months after Meeski Money's death. On the night of October the 31st, 2022, Curry B was partying at Club Visions, celebrating Halloween with his cousin PJ and their homie Justo. PJ and Justo were also both members of the Cam Gang, and PJ was an aspiring rapper, making music under the artist name Cam Gang P, and had released a scathing diss track towards their ops earlier that year in April. It should have been just another night out, but in St. Louis, even a casual night of partying can turn deadly in an instant. At around 1:20 AM, a fight broke out inside the club, and it would quickly spill outside into the parking lot where it exploded into a full-on shootout. When the gunfire stopped, PJ was dead, and Justo was badly injured and later ended up passing away in hospital too. PJ's murder would later be covered in the Belleville News Democrat paper, where his mother would deny him being involved in gangs, but did say her son was targeted and that people knew his car. News of PJ's death would also spread through the St. Louis drill communities, where people would comment the rumor that switches were used in the hit, while fans would later comment how sad of a loss this was, explaining how it was convincing Redditors to want to get out of the streets. Some fans also made compilations saying that they were just 14 when they heard about PJ's death, and it really affected them. Even Mo3's old friend Bossman Corey from 27 Mac would honor PJ but still diss the other members. Curry B would also receive gunshot wounds in the chaos, but unlike his cousin and his friend, he would survive and was actually captured on video at the scene crying out desperately for people to save his life. This footage would later become ammunition for online trolling against him, but instead of breaking him, it would seemingly transform Curry into an even bigger menace, and after recovering from his injuries, Curry would jump on IG Live with Mo P and threaten his ops, saying that the only reason he'd been crying for help was so that he could stay alive and get back at them.
Right there too, it hit different, gang. When you don't want to die, so you can.
Ooh, we got that reggaeton. Today we're gonna be making beats you guys say.
Get on, gang. I hate when motherfuckers play me like I'm. Gang, I straight would drop my low and straight shoot at any on this live who got something against me, gang. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not no gang. Y'all don't know me, gang.
Meanwhile, Redditors would share information about the hit, with one comment breaking down the sequence of events, saying that the three of them spotted members from rival gang SMB and got into an argument and a shootout. Theories would go around about who had been the shooters, with online detectives mentioning names like Lil Active from OTW 6200, aka 62 Stillwell, and Myron Lose from 74 Myron, while others claimed a member from 62 Stillwell called Lil Z was responsible, with Hothead Capone allegedly even confessing that Lil Z indeed killed Justo and PJ, while Lil Z himself would post the article about PJ's mother, even underlining a quote from the article saying how the victim's mother wants to know who killed her son. 62 Stillwell is a blood hood in the northwest section of St. Louis, and it's located near the hood of 48 Shreve, as well as the hood called 45 Ferris, where 30 Deep Grimy is from. And Stillwell is perhaps best known outside of St. Louis for being notoriously dissed by Grimy in his music video for the song Dead Goofies, while Grimy can be seen holding their street sign while pointing a gun at it. But whoever was behind the gruesome double murder, it seemed to flip a switch inside of Curry, and instead of simply putting his pain and anger back into the streets, he would find a more productive outlet and begin to record a bunch of music. In May 2023, Mo P and Curry B, together with two other rappers affiliated with 48 Shreve, SMTC Money, and AMG QP, will drop a song titled 40OS, which now sits at over 1 million views. Their clique was calling themselves the Tappers, and whatever tapping they might have been doing in the streets, Mo P and Curry B were getting known as a deadly duo on the microphone too, and they would keep outputting music together, with Curry in particular also recording numerous highly disrespectful diss songs towards their many ops, with one song even seemingly being a dedicated diss to Meeski Money. He would also drop lyrics saying that he had killed people and had hats, and how he went on drills with his friend Rambo, another aspiring rapper from his hood. But Curry was also still staying active in the streets, often showing himself sliding dressed in all black while toting big guns.
I don't be for laying self hate them scared of Mondo hit the brain out of got seen. It still ain't touch me. They know that ugly. Gave it up. Yellow one is give back, guess he back, cause they done cracked his brother. Rashad, he used to be exact. All he do is look. That switch he in that bitch with rack. I hit his head, don't aim that back. Got his market tap. The real leg, it don't get back. You know, I with the tap. Straight up. He turned.
Curry and Mo P would also keep beefing with their ops on social media, with one viral clip showing their op coming to their hood and shooting the gun in the air, saying how he was using their hood as a testing ground.
But too fully. Is that dude you got his dad drop me, bro? Hey, hold on, J-Mo. Swear to God. Hold on. We test our guns. We test our guns, y'all. Really, did y'all just shoot in the earth? Y'all test our guns, y'all. In the earth. Test our guns, y'all. Y'all shot the guns in the earth.
Then in October 2023, before Curry would even get to drop a single full-length project, it was all over, as he would be found dead in an alley on the 3400 block of Osage Street in the Dutchtown neighborhood. A single gunshot wound to the head would end his life, and quickly word of his death would break on the St. Louis subreddits, as the internet would begin dissecting the evidence, trying to work out who pulled the trigger, with some street rumors pointing to members of the O, who would openly post themselves playing Curry B's own music after he lost his life. Rumors would also connect Meeski Money's brother, called Yellow Tape, to Curry's murder, with claims online that he was an alleged shooter with as many as 8 bodies, with his high body count, according to the wildest rumors, being the result of him actually working as a paid hitman, while others said he was active in the gang since 14 years old and definitely has over 4 confirmed bodies, and with rumors also claiming that Curry B might have been the trigger man on the Meeski Money hit, or at least having dissed him brutally after his death, all pointed to his brother Yellow Tape having an extremely personal motive for arranging the murder, with one Reddit post claiming that Curry had put a death sentence on himself when he dissed Meeski. Another Reddit post would claim that Curry had killed another guy called Veto, whose real name was Victor Williams. However, Veto actually died under mysterious circumstances back in 2020, as he was found dead together with 27-year-old Lyft driver Andrew Amir. Amir's murder would later lead to a landmark victory in a case concerning the safety of rideshare drivers, with the news reports also mentioning the names of 2 teenagers who had attempted to rob him in the lead up to his murder. And while these reports don't mention what happened to Veto, Reddit rumors claim that he indeed did die while also participating in the robbery, although these claims are not verified. However, the same Redditor would claim that Curry did admit that members of
when he was killed.
48 Shreve were behind several other murders of members from different hoods that he had dissed with very specific lyrics in his songs, giving possible motives to many different hoods to take him out. Others would also post tribute to the trio, Justo, PJ, and Curry, who had now all lost their lives, with one of the pictures showing all 3 of them cracking 4s, which is a diss towards the many different hoods who rep the number 4. Meanwhile, Curry's friends would pay their respects to him by releasing his posthumous music video with the rapper Rambo, titled Breaking Me Down, which ends with a fitting tribute to Curry, with all of his friends rapping along while showing their guns to the camera. But they weren't just planning on waving the guns around for the camera, as after Curry's death, they would form a clique known as Bop Block in his honor, which would also become known as BPG, or the Back Pocket Gang, a crew dedicated to making sure that Curry B's killers felt their pain. And already on the same month, on October the 24th, 2023, the retaliation would allegedly begin. That afternoon, just after 3 p.m, 20-year-old Callie Fours, real name Calvin Kelly, was on the 4200 block of Shreve Avenue when an altercation would take place. He would be shot in the head just blocks from his own home. Callie would be rushed to the hospital, clinging to his life for 5 hours before tragically succumbing to his injuries. The shooter would later be identified as a 17-year-old member of 48 Shreve named Tabari Freeman, known on the streets by the bizarre nickname Turkey Butt or T.
Turkey Butt? Bro. Fucking Turkey Butt.
B for short, a nickname that seems almost comical at first without context, but becomes a lot more ominous when you learn that a turkey butt is actually a nickname for a switch, the illegal device that turns a regular Glock into a fully automatic machine gun. And if there was one thing that TB loved more than anything, it was apparently switches. He'd even dropped a song called Switch Everyone, rapping about exactly what he had planned to do with his favorite toy. And unfortunately for Callie, it was the very same device that would end up taking his life. As the rumors go, Callie had been out borrowing money from the rapper C Money, not realizing that his hood, the 4, aka Fourside, had been dissing Curry B, and when he arrived to meet him at their local store called Sam's, TB shot him in the face with a switch. However, another post would claim that TB actually saw Cali trolling Curry B at Sam's, pulling up immediately, at which point Cali opened fire first, and TB shot back in self-defense. C Money would later diss Cali, rapping how he thought TB was just playing, but instead, he caught a bullet to the eye. TB was arrested and held in juvenile detention.
What the fuck? Like, this shit's so crazy, dog. That's why the street shit just not it, gang. Like, get you some paper, go chill with some bitches, get you a job, get you a car, make you some content, have some fun. Y'all carrying switches. Look at this nigga. Look at this little nigga, man. Oh my God, fool. Like, that shit crazy, gang. Fuck the streets, gang. Niggas be saying fuck the streets, not really fuck the streets, gang. He said he pulled up to make a random transaction on some other shit and got hit in the face with a switch. Nah.
For the murder, and he would later jump on Instagram Live with Mo P to diss their ops from behind bars, calling them fake and claiming they'd never actually done anything real in the streets.
Try what else? If you never, I swear to God, you never dropped a lower. You never asked to bump or nothing. How I'ma try something out and you never explained it was fake. Look at your faking on. I hate that fake. You just want to be the next talk about. They fake. Never been on. None of y'all been trying to shoot y'all guns. This thing, bro. You ain't never dropped your.
Cozy up to the goodness of the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our
law. No fake.
Off there, you don't be on. Can't entertain it. You know what I'm saying? Them bro don't got no paper. Them niggas don't got no heads. They partners be dying. We be the that's pushing on them switches and drakes. You know what I'm talking about? Them bro, I don't even know how you entertain they.
But then, on February the 3rd, 2024, TB would somehow manage to escape from the juvenile detention facility located on Enright Avenue.
It's been more than 24 hours since the teens escaped from the juvenile detention center on Enright, and authorities still have not released his name to the public.
The 17-year-old arrested for Kelly's murder has been held at the juvenile detention center since December 8th. A statement from the 22nd Judicial Circuit said police and court staff are reviewing how he escaped. Surveillance footage showed he rolled under a security gate in the parking garage.
For nearly a month, St. Louis had an escaped killer moving through its streets, but then on February the 27th, that manhunt would come to an end as TB was recaptured and returned to custody. And while he sat behind bars,
Little pieces of letter to take by TB picture for his life from I don't know. See, bro, and then there's this crazy part. It's like they do all this self-incriminating and snitching and just telling on themselves and all this. They come to the internet. Let's episode catch. Miss you, little park and shit, chasing niggas, snatching all. Yes, episodes change people, but it ain't change. I love you dearly, and we gonna get through this. Call me every day, Johnson. My inspiration to keep rapping. I get the hell trenches out. We still spinning out smooth. Please, you gonna be out here catching solids. I got one that we close.
Mo P took to Instagram with a heartfelt tribute about missing the time that they had spent together on the St. Louis streets, sliding and chasing their ops down, while telling that TB was actually his inspiration to keep rapping and that he could call him anytime. And in no time, he would be back out on the streets doing what he loved most, snatching souls. By April, TB would be slammed with adult charges for second-degree murder, first-degree assault, and 2 counts of armed criminal action. But by a miracle, he would later walk away with just a 3-year sentence after pleading guilty to second-degree involuntary manslaughter in March 2025, with some saying that he had a solid self-defense case based on a version of events where Cali had been the first to shoot and that he would have gotten time served if he hadn't escaped custody. Cali's family watched the plea deal unfold and would express their dissatisfaction with the 3-year sentence, feeling that justice had failed them and their son.
Bro, you try to get up with jobs. You shoot at them. Dude kills you with a button. And he gets off that shit because it was a self-defense case. Whoa.
Meanwhile, the aftermath of Curry B's murder was far from over, and 2024 would see the consequences of this hit playing out in the streets and the music more and more. In April, Mo P dropped a track called EBK, a tribute to his fallen homies like Curry B, PJ, and Justo, while also being a savage diss to all of the rival hoods that they were beefing with, true to the meaning of the title EBK, or Everybody Killer. Members of 57 Floyd from the Six would respond to this video with a video of their own, not just dissing PJ, Justo, and Curry, but also printing Curry B's face on a t-shirt just to burn it on camera. In this same song titled World War III, they would also take part in not just dissing Curry, but also PJ and Justo, with Hothead Capone actually rapping that he's posted with the killer of PJ and appears to take full responsibility for his gang killing Justo and PJ. Nudie Six would continue the dissing, also saying how he's smoking with PJ's killer and how Curry got hit with a switch, so no wonder he was screaming when he first got hit, as well as saying how he's now smoking him and saying his name because he knows how mad it makes Curry's friends. But of course, the beef wouldn't just stay online, as there were also allegedly several shooting incidents between Mo P's crew and the Six, with the rapper Man Man 6 allegedly getting shot in the leg in his own hood after first lurking through 48 Shreve's hood himself.
Y'all see where the see where the OP at. It is not no 3 in the morning. It's not 3 in the morning. It's 9 o'clock. Nobody at the Sam's, gang. On Anderson. Alright.
Some people on Reddit would be confused by this, asking why Shreve was sliding on the Six and not the O, who they considered to be behind the murder of Curry, while others would respond that they were likely also sliding on the O, but they just weren't broadcasting that on the internet. Around this time, a new alliance would also be formed, as 48 Shreve, aka Ando, would link up with the 14 Jects, aka Tiger Town, Blood Hood located in the Peabody Projects near downtown St. Louis, this alliance going by the name 1448.
He got this backpack. You know, hey, what the going on? Why do they got Mo P in the Jets, man? We too tight.
To the Jets, and this where all the parties is.
Yeah. So you better blow that.
Oh gosh.
Boy.
Then in June 2024, another name would be added to St. Louis's growing list of young casualties. This time, it was Spinner K, real name Caryon Harmon, a rapper from a clique known as 200 MBG, who were affiliated with the Six and had been dissing Mo P and 48 Shreve for months. This beef had gotten particularly personal when Spinner K had posted a photo of Curry B's lifeless body online, mocking his death. On the evening of June the 5th, 2024, Spinner K was caught in a double shooting along Interstate 70 while he was driving with a 21-year-old woman.
Louis police are searching for clues in a deadly shooting. Police say 2 people who have been shot managed to get to SLU Hospital, but right now officers are trying to figure out just exactly where the shooting happened. Police say a man was killed and a woman was injured. The woman is listed in stable condition.
The shooter fired 9 bullets across the highway, with Spinner K taking a fatal shot to the head and the woman suffering a graze wound to her head. Both wounded victims would arrive at the hospital, and while the woman would be later listed in a stable condition, Spinner K wouldn't be so lucky and he would pass away. According to one rumor, he had been set up by a girl who had given up his location to a member affiliated with 1448, who had then caught Spinner on the highway with other members and taken his life, with the murder allegedly taking place soon after the 1448 alliance had started. The Reddit detectives would even point out specific names, including members from Mo P's Back Pocket clique and their affiliates, while others would create intricate theories about how a member of the 14 Jects had perhaps gotten the location from the girl and then gave it to the Back Pocket clique members as an act of loyalty towards their new alliance. Whatever the truth may be, 1448 members would later drop a song seemingly claiming responsibility for killing not just Spinner K, but also several other ops. Mo P, on the other hand, would waste no time jumping on Instagram and mocking Spinner K for dissing Curry B before meeting his own demise. But while Mo P was quick to troll his ops, he would also be trolled back, as he would become known for talking crazy during his Instagram lives, giving plenty of ammo for both his ops and his online trolls.
And Brisky, you on her? On my soul. Yeah. We really in here with killers, cuz. Y'all know what the we really be on, bruh. Stop playing with us like we don't really.
Alright.
And Mo P on her? I'm in a room with killers.
Meanwhile, in the aftermath,
Niggas is stupid as fuck. I'm in a room with niggas killers. Bro, it don't matter. It don't make a fuck. Like, cool. It's like, yeah, he got mask, jacket, hoodie, whatever the fuck. Bro, you think you dumbass niggas is smart enough to change fits? No, y'all wear the same outfit that you just smoked the motherfucker in.
aftermath of Spinner K's murder, a bunch of 1448 block parties would allegedly get shot up in retaliation, with C4 Murder, a rapper from the 1100 Murder side, even bragging about shooting up one of the parties solo by himself.
I just burnt downtown up, gang on John. C4 John Wick, my son, solo dolo. Faking 1448K on my.
Mo P, on the other hand, would film himself on the Murder side block.
These eyes, these wolfing, at least me ain't for real. 1448. 1448, you gon' die. If I ain't reach you, you gon' die. This. Y'all seen them?
As time passed, it seemed that Mo P was slowly getting consumed by all of the beefs that he had started around the city, engaging in out-of-control online back and forths with his ops on a regular basis.
Don't none of y'all want to kill nobody though. What's up?
Who dead?
What happened?
Who dead?
Man, I'm trying to kill somebody. Drop your mama low on my granny so I straight pull up on live. On my
Okay,
mama.
I'm coming through there.
Go back live for me.
What happened?
Listen, I can't go live, bro.
I'm coming
Tell
through
him
there.
drop his mama low,
Listen.
and we gonna all pull up to you. Gonna go back live right now on my granny. He got shot with one of these. Or one of these. Or one of them. I got hell of them. I'm trying to crash on live. I'm trying to crash on live, bro. Stop playing with me, bro.
Let me know when you outside.
Then your kid live talking about all them guns, and we talking about the same guns. Get your ass on.
Let me know
On green. On green. I'm the who sent you to the spittle on green. I ain't finna argue with you, gang. You lucky you ain't dead. On bro. Not on soft. Never
on
caught no
drugs.
way. On bro grade. You never fought.
Really in
You
St.
cried
Louis?
when your
In the end, they homies kill they homies, they kill each other, then it just keep going, and then y'all get on live, argue with the niggas that killed your homie. You admitting to shooting them, they admitting to trying to shoot you. You incriminating not just yourself, your mans, cause you's like, Mom, I'm with the man that killed your mans. Let's link up and die right now and go live and shoot each other and kill each other and die.
partner died, you cried. When your partner died, I cried. Shut Lil M gang get clean. Nobody pay you real. I pay you real.
In September 2024, it was 20 Gang who decided to apply pressure, as their rappers Loso Dub, Smokey Dub, BN1N9, and Mega G would release a dedicated diss track towards 1448 titled 1448K or 1448 Killer, while Mo P and other 1448 rappers would seemingly respond back a few months later with their song titled simply 1448. But out of all the beefs that Mo P was getting wrapped up in, perhaps the most unfortunate was his beef with the YouTuber Nico Nell Media, who would go public with claims that Mo P had basically played him by signing to a label and selling away his catalogue, after Nico had worked so hard to help launch Mo P's career without getting much out of it in return.
Shopping for tires used to really rub me the wrong way. That was before I went to TireRack.com. TireRack's tire decision guide made it easy to find the right tires. Talk about secret sauce. You might ask, well, you bought them, now how are you gonna put them on? No problem. Tire Rack has thousands of recommended installers. I chose one that does mobile installation. A technician brought
Fit the drop, I heard it. It was fire. $100. Am I holding the drop? I'ma let it go. So I let the drop go. I let it go. He turns up. He turns up on my acapella series. Fresh paid for the videos his sons was in. Fresh didn't pay for Mo P individual videos. Mo P got a full video catalog that nothing paid for but back ends. And stop saying I got just back ends, you stupid who don't know $1 about YouTube, $1 about Spotify, $1 about. If I was out here winning royalties, I wouldn't be driving no old ass Altima. Get the out of here. I ain't winning off. So let me tell you how that works. You sell the music to the label, now they get the money. Nico don't get the YouTube, Nico don't get the Spotify, Nico don't get. He don't recoup. It's videos I paid for Mo P. He got directors sitting in the cut. I'm not gonna recoup from. His managers, them ain't come and throw me no paper, even though they said they would. So be solid. It's about being solid. It's about knowing that albino that met you in the alley, that put his heart behind you, girl, that argued with his girl about putting you on cell phone bills when you didn't want to stay with Fresh, that had his son room getting cleaned out for you, that felt bad to ever send you back over there, and you gonna play with me? Don't play with me. Ain't none of y'all playing with me no more. On my son, I'm standing up for myself because the city full of fake and not a real top. How you like it, motherfucker? And I speak my own truth. The live over.
In interviews, Nico would explain the matter further, telling how it had been him that had gotten Mo P the appearance in the Tommy G video, which now has over 12 million views.
They ain't gonna tell you what I did when they was hungry and they was scrambling. And I was scrambling too, gang. Maxing out them cars, doing for their careers. Giving catalogs, putting them in front of Tommy G. Hold on, Wicked, I ain't gonna put it on the cam, but you know, who just called me the other night, gang? Just checking on me. Wellness checks, these I know these Wicked. You see what I'm saying? I think Nico do. What that say, Wicked? What that name is? That's Tommy G, man. He ain't know you. Fat Vanessa. Mo P, clear the street. Spitting all over. He know you, boy. He knew me. Stop playing with me, boy. I gave you that career.
It's unfortunately not uncommon for artists to forget the people who were there with them in the beginning when they had nothing. But when you come from somewhere as treacherous as the streets of St. Louis, maybe it feels like you have to be a little grimy to survive and get the resources you need. For now, despite the chaos and violence constantly surrounding him, Mo P's music career has kept climbing, his videos racking up hundreds of thousands of views, while his steady stream of releases has continued to pull in tens of thousands of monthly listeners on streaming platforms, while also still paying tribute to Curry B, constantly playing his music under old videos of them smoking and toting guns, and even teasing new music with him, like the song Uber Boy Part 2, a sequel to their earlier popular song. But unfortunately for Mo P, he's not the only one getting some motion, as over in the rival hood of Murderside, one of Mo P's biggest ops is making a name for himself, both in the music and in the streets. So next, we'll take a closer look at one of the oldest gang wars in the St. Louis underworld that's still going on. This is the war between 1100 Murderside and the 14 Jects.
There's no turning back.
You must decide what you want.
And so it begins.
How good a knight are you? I've trained my entire life for this.